class. Today we are going to be sewing a kaftan, our basic kaftan, and I have my basic kaftan spread on the table. I just want to explain how we are going to sew it. So we have this folded into two. We have the neckline. The first thing I'm going to do here is that I'm going to measure how wide did I want it to be. Since it's a basic kaftan, it's not a pleated kaftan, you have to measure by the hip because the hip is the widest part. But if on your side, if the bust is the widest for you, then you make use of the bust measurement. So when you make use of it, you can add something around 2 inches to the bust measurement, 2 to 4 inches if you want it to be a fitted kaftan. And if you want middle fit, if it's not too free, you can add 4 to 6 inches to your bust, to your widest measurement, maybe the bust or the hip. And if you want a very free kaftan, you can add 6 inches to 10 inches to your bust measurement. I want mine to be free, to be a middle free. I'm not a fat person, so I'm going to use a mid free. So I'm going to add 6 inches to my own measurement. And my hip is 37. When added 6 to 37 inches, I'm going to have 43 inches. 43 inches. So now, since I have this, the first thing I'm going to do to make it easy for me, I'm going to fold this into 4. Then I'll place it back on the table so I will be able to know how I'm going to use it. So 43 inches divided by 4. 43 inches divided by 4, I'm going to have 10.75. So the first thing I'm going to do is the armhole. I'm going to measure my armhole depth. My armhole depth is originally 8.25, but since it's kaftan, I want it to be very free. So I'm going to use 9 inches for me. So I'm going to measure from the top of my shoulder here. I'm going to use 9 inches. So for you can add at most 0.75 to your bust, to your armhole length, so that for you to be very free. And if you don't want it to be that free, you can add 0.5. But please don't use your exact armhole depth so that you're going to be on the right side. So I'm going to measure. You measure your armhole depth. I'm using 9 inches, like I said. So I'm going to measure 9 inches here. Then on that 9 inches, that is where my bust started. That's where my sewing will start. We say I'm going to use 10.75, so I have 10.75 here. So this is the marking here. So my sewing will start from here, then I'm going to sew down just like that. So we're going to go to the other side, place it on the table, then you measure your armhole depth just like that. We have 9 inches. Then on that 9 inches, I'm going to measure 10.75, which is my width. So 10.75 is here. So this is where I'm going to start sewing down. Then we're going to go to our sewing machine and sew down. But so that we are not going to have a mistake while sewing, we can fold this into 4 again and do it to the other side as well. So I'm going to do that to the other side. It's not very folded, that's why I'm trying to fold it well, so that it won't affect our measurement. So when folding and when marking, you have to be very careful so that you're not going to have a problem. So I'm going to measure armhole depth. I'm using 9 inches. Then I'm going to measure 10.75 from the side here. So I'm going to do that to the other side as well. Measure your armhole depth, 9. Then the width of the bust of the hip is 10.75. So you may be wondering how you are going to do to this side here. This side will just be leave there. Then you can hem it if you want. You can You can add trims like bias tape or different type of trims. You can add lace round this side here, and you can also hem it. You can hem this neckline if you want. You can hem it. You can add trims to it. So that is all what we are going to do. So you're going to go to our sewing machine now and sew just like we explained here. So we fold it here again and sew it on each side. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine like this. Then I'm going to sew down, just straight down if you don't want it shape. But if you want it shape, just make sure you measure your hip, your waist, and your bust. So I'm just, since it's basic, I'm just going to sew down. So we're just going to sew down. So let's go back notch. So we go to the other side and join it just like we did for this side. For the other side, so I'm going to start sewing. Just so easy. Back stitch. And we are done. We have our lovely basic kaftan. So that is all about kaftan, basic kaftan, and I hope you are going to try it out. Please try it out, ask questions. See you in the next class. Bye.